Welcome back, boys and girls, to day 2 of our learning about characteristics/character traits. Today, we are going to review the meaning of characteristics or character traits, and then we're going to try to come up with as many examples as a class together of different types of characteristics or character traits, okay? So we'll work together until we fill up pretty much this board, or as much as we can. And then after that, we give some examples. We're going to practice using some of these examples to describe some of the characters in the story that we're going to be reading. We're going to read 2 stories today. One of the stories will be for your independent practice. You're going to be reading a story, Miss Nelson is Missing. And you're going to be reading about 2 main characters in a story. And at the end of that story, you're going to create like a diagram that shows, or a chart that shows the characteristics that describes each of those characters, okay? So in your seesaw account, which I'll explain a little bit more, you're going to be sorting characteristics based off of the story that you listen to and the character, the 2 main characters in the story. We're also going to read the story titled Ruby the Copycat. And then we're going to come up with a couple characteristics to describe those main characters as well. And then we're going to also, with both of those assignments, we're going to also use clues from the story to help us support our answer. Why did we think that character was this type of character, had this type of characteristic? What did they say in the story? What did they do? How did they act in the story to make us come to that conclusion that this is the best characteristic to describe them? Okay? So let's start out by reviewing what characteristics are, or / character traits. Remember, you may see the word characteristic or you may see the word character traits. They both are going to mean the same exact thing. And what that means is these are special words that describes how someone feels based on what they do, what they say, or how they act inside and out, okay? So what I have here is titled Examples of Characteristics. I kind of got us started off by giving some examples. I started off with some easy ones. And I gave you a couple that you may not have guessed or known. But then I want to see how creative you guys can get and see how many words that we can add on to our examples of characteristics. So happy. We all know what happy is. When you get excited about something, when you get to do something, you're overjoyed. Happy. Furious, which means you're very angry. Lazy, you don't feel like doing anything much, but you finally eventually do it. I know, like on the weekends, Miss Barnhart gets very lazy and don't want to do work, but I know I have to do it, okay? Responsible, you do what you're told to do, or you do what you know is right. Hyper. Lots of energy. I know some of your parents may tell you you're hyper because you got lots of energy. Or some of you may have hyper pets. They like to run around, chase each other, jump on furniture, jump on tables high, in and out the rooms. They got a lot of energy, okay? Selfish, meaning you don't like to share or give someone else something. You want it all to yourself. Greedy. Maybe that character likes to eat everything in sight or likes to eat a lot of food, okay? Crazy. Crazy can mean a couple things. Crazy means in a happy way or a funny way. Crazy means like there's something wrong with them. Like they're doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, making you crazy. Generous, meaning you give more than what you're expected to give. You love to share. You're very generous with your supplies or your toys or your personal belongings. Trustworthy. Meaning I can count on you. You always tell me the truth, okay? You won't tell me a story. And with that being said, another word that we can put with trustworthy could be honest. Okay? Another word we could probably put with this, someone who doesn't, if they're not honest, they don't always tell the truth, so they're being dishonest. We can put. Some may be even harsh and say liar. Okay. Which I hope we don't have any of those at all. What are some other words that you can come up with that we can add to our list? I'm going to call on you. Raise your hand. I'm going to give you a minute or two to think about some words that you could come up with that we can add to our characteristics list, okay? No one is going to unmute. What you're going to do is stay on mute, and you're going to raise a quiet hand, and then we are going to call on you one at a time to add it to our list, okay? Here we go.